With aftershocks of the housing crisis still rumbling through the nation, investing in property sounds like risky business to many. Today on Ready, Set, Renovate, we meet an investor who hopes to turn a profit on a less than turnkey condo. This 2-bedroom, 1.5-bath condo has seen better days. Between the grimy tile, mismatched appliances, and 80s wallpaper, investor and renovator Elizabeth Salazar has some work in front of her to get this rental right.
We're very eager to go ahead and have this home completed and rent it out.
Salazar got a good deal on the 1,200 square foot property.
So we ended up paying $68,000.
And hopes to keep her renovation cost in check.
In total, we're thinking a little under $10,000, and that's including material and labor.
Potentially, what will you be able to rent this for when it's completed?
Potentially around the area, it's looking at around $950 to $1,000 a month.
A realtor by day, Elizabeth will list, show, and manage the property herself to maximize revenue. She's also spending any free time she has pitching in so she can stay on schedule and on budget.
Basically, we have to make sure that the whole popcorn ceiling is wet, or at least the area we're treating. We have to let that sit for a little bit, and then afterwards, with something as simple as a scraper, it'll come easily right off, just like this.
With the kitchen in plain sight of the entire first floor, Elizabeth wants to make sure the look is synced up with the rest of the reboot. She'll make some cosmetic upgrades, but save what she can to cut down on material cost.
What I want to do is replace the dishwasher just so it kind of matches with the different appliances. I'm going to keep the backsplash and the granite countertops the same.
Every inch of flooring on the main level, stairs, and second floor will be removed and replaced with an on-trend porcelain tile.
And regarding flooring, I want to go ahead and give this apartment more of a modern, kind of streamlined look. We're going to go ahead and do this long planked modern tile, which is really trendy right now. I plan to lay it out going this way just to kind of give it an elongated look throughout the apartment.
The new flooring will continue into the first floor half bath, which will house a full-size washer and dryer as well as a fresh look.
We're going to go ahead and tile this whole bathroom with this white tile here. And then to give it an accent look, we plan to go ahead and tile from about here all the way up.
It's actually pretty recent granite. It looks nice. Are you guys going to change this up a little bit?
We're thinking giving it kind of more of a modern look to pull through with these colors here. So we're actually going to get a brand new countertop, keep the cabinets, and make sure that it's a little bit extended. So for anyone who wants to leave any of their toiletries here, they have plenty of space there.
She's also taking this renovation behind the looking glass. Elizabeth, they have this mirror over the vanity, and I'm curious, are you going to be upgrading the shoestring?
We are totally going to be updating the shoestring, Elizabeth, but I got to give them credit. They were kind of creative.
This is some great problem solving right here, right? Salazar came up with her own creative idea for some unused space under the stairs.
Before we go upstairs, I wanted to show you one last thing we plan to do in this area here. I found that it didn't have much of a functionality, so what I plan to do is I want to bring this out here, keep the door, and kind of use it as a storage area. So all this is going to be enclosed, door is going to remain here, and kind of let me give you a run through. So all this here will be storage area over here on this side.
So the tenant will have access through this door, and then they can store all kinds of things.
That's right.
That they don't use on a regular basis.
That's right, yes.
We head around the corner and see more changes on the stairs. Something has already happened here.
Right. So what we're going to do to kind of keep the flow from the downstairs to the upstairs, we're going to take the tile all throughout the stairs.
Okay. All right. So it's the same long kind of driftwood color?
Correct.
Tile?
Yes. So we're taking the tile all throughout the hallways and all through this bathroom.
The master bathroom demo is already underway, and Elizabeth has big plans for this small space.
There was a tub here, so we said, why not go ahead and just put a stand-in shower? It'll give the tenant more room, and then we're just going to buy a 2-sink vanity here, and we're going to do kind of like a taller mirror here. Obviously, all of this is going to go.
The wallpaper is not staying.
It's not staying.
When you're doing these renovations, do you think of the way that you use your bathrooms and your living space at home?
I do, absolutely. I love functionality. I like clean, streamlined spaces. So that's what I want my tenants to have as well.
Now, it's great that you can bring other people a little bit of joy just by what you do in your homes that you renovate.
Absolutely.
The 2 bedrooms are in pretty good shape and will just get a light refresh.
We're doing the 5 1/4 baseboards. We already went ahead and secured the flooring on the subfloor, and we're going to go ahead and paint all the walls kind of like a light gray.
Elizabeth wants everything to look great and sound right too.
Well, when our crew was here pulling up the carpet, we actually noticed, because of the age of the property, the subfloor was a little creaky. So what we did to kind of take it an extra mile and kind of ensure that our tenants are happy, we went ahead and secured the subfloor and reinforced it. So what we did is we put new wooden planks down and put extra nails down as well.
Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate. With the materials ordered and her work already underway, Salazar is optimistic about a quick turnaround.
It looks like we'll be done in about a week and a half.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Hart from Ready, Set, Renovate, here today with my good friend Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates. Tat, you're always bringing us great information, but today you have great deals.
We do. We have a great deal today. Thanks to one of our manufacturers, they're giving us a tremendous upgrade opportunity for everyone who moves forward with a window project and moves forward with an energy efficient glass pack. They're going to upgrade it at no additional charge with a free sound and security glass pack. So it's a tremendous value. If we call now, we can still have time to get it installed for this season.
Hey guys, we're here with Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates today in Ocala, Florida, where more than 90% of the hurricane impact glass in the entire state is made. Thanks for being here with us today, Tat.
I'm glad I could be here. This has been a great day.
This glass goes into the windows that you install around the state, correct?
Yes, definitely. A lot of the windows that we do, and for over a decade now, we've had a great relationship with this manufacturing facility, so it's been a great partnership.
We've had a tour of the facility today. It's pretty incredible. They have created a superior product here.
We love the relationship we have with Custom Window Systems. Their attention to detail and making a great product and making sure that the families and homes in Florida are safe is second to none.
We're actually standing right here by some glass that has just been insulated or is getting insulated. Is that right?
Yeah, these just came out. I believe these were just filled with the argon gas. These are hurricane impact glass units that have the argon gas as well as the Solar Max technology, which reflects the heat away to make the home that much more comfortable.
It is fascinating to see the edge of this, and you have basically the 3 layers on the outer edge. You have the glass, and then in the middle, that's the layer that really is crucial, right?
The hurricane impact glass that's also energy efficiency has the layer of impact protection, which is glass with a PVB vinyl inner layer in between with another piece of glass. Then it has the sealer, which has the argon gas, and then a sacrificial piece of glass as well. So most folks don't see how thick that unit is and why it provides so much energy efficiency.
Yeah, when you see it like this and you feel it, just the heaviness, the sturdiness of it, you can be assured that you're going to be safe in a hurricane.
Custom Window Systems have been on the innovative side for over a decade now, where they've really been pushing energy efficiency. So they do a fantastic job.
Great product, and you are one of their top installers around the state, so that's a win-win for the homeowner.
It sure is.
All right, thanks so much. Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates.
What does real feel like? This fall at SeaWorld, it feels amazing. Your spirits will rise as you plunge down the world's tallest drop on the all-new Infinity Falls. Your smile will grow bigger as you explore the wonder of the new Sesame Street land. And your heart will race as you soar through the air on Florida's only flying coaster. Right now, for a limited time, save up to $50 on tickets. SeaWorld. Real feels amazing.
This isn't the story I expected to be telling. 3 years ago, when Batman mysteriously disappeared, he divided Gotham.
Crows represent order, security.
The crows are not the hero of this story, Gotham.
I want to take power. I need you to fix his suit.
The suit is literal perfection.
It will be, when it fits a woman.
This is our home. We do what we want, and so does the weather. The Weather Authority on News 4 Jax has the local forecast you need to keep doing you. Always watching, keeping you covered minute by minute, so inconvenient weather never takes you by surprise. Always tracking, mapping out major changes, so severe weather never gets in your way. This is our home, and the Weather Authority on News 4 Jax knows the weather better than anyone. Always watching, always tracking.
Our investment property renovation has been moving along quickly, but some newly uncovered issues in the master bath could put the brakes on the schedule and the profit. Real estate investor and renovator Elizabeth Salazar is just a few days into her $10,000 makeover of this 2-bedroom, 2.5-bath condo. She wants to finish as quickly as possible so she can get it rented and start pocketing monthly income. She's been working hard on removing the popcorn ceilings.
Basically, we have to make sure that the whole popcorn ceiling is wet, or at least the area we're treating. We have to let that sit for a little bit, and then afterwards, with something as simple as a scraper, it'll come easily right off, just like this.
Meanwhile, her crew is completing demo of the tile floors and stairs, making way for the new 12 by 24-inch porcelain tile. Determined to stay on budget, Elizabeth found a great deal on the tile.
Approximately, this will be about $2 per square foot, and I have about 500 square feet here.
Installation and materials on the main level and stairs will cost her around $1,000. So far, so good with the budget until a problem washes up in the master bath.
I see a little bit of damage here to the subfloor. Is this anything that has to be replaced?
It sure does, Elizabeth. So what we're going to do, we have our guys that already have the material, and as soon as we're done with some of the framing here, we're actually going to repair all of that as well. And of course, bring the plumbers.
Is this just water damage?
It was. Luckily, this was the only water damage area here.
Is this the original insulation? Have you had to replace anything like that yet?
We haven't replaced anything yet, but we are probably looking into that as well. So kind of just to spruce this area up a little, we're going to incorporate a niche here, which is really nice. It kind of eliminates having that soap dish area. And we'll also go ahead and do a glass deco on the back so you can kind of appreciate the niche.
Once the insulation is replaced and the water damage issues are resolved, Elizabeth has some special touches planned for the master bath. The chrome shower head with body sprayers will add a luxury feel, and the tile work will offer pretty design with purpose. With expenses from the bathroom adding up, Elizabeth is making careful plans in the kitchen so she doesn't eat up too much of the remaining budget.
What we're doing now is we actually decided that we're not going to keep these cabinets here. We're actually going to refinish them and repaint them. Decided to tie in more of our color scheme, so we're going to do more of a lighter greater tone here.
Okay, is it something that's relatively inexpensive?
It is, yes. Yeah, and that's why we decided to go a little bit of the extra mile and do it.
For just a couple $100s, Elizabeth will give the kitchen a more extensive refresh than she had originally planned. Meanwhile, the crew has made great strides on the flooring.
I love it so far. I think the concept that we were doing was to kind of try to lay the tile long ways so it gives it more length, and I think we're achieving that.
She's also chosen flooring that is durable and trouble-free for tenants.
So it's actually really easy to clean and maintain. You don't really need a sealer or anything like that, so that's exactly what we needed.
Made some progress on the paint as well. Color ties in really nice with the floor.
Thank you, it sure does.
I see though, as does happen sometimes, we've taken a small 2 steps forward, 1 step back, right?
Yes. So we actually have to go back, kind of refinish this, re-drywall it, and then we'll paint it again.
So what happened there?
Well, we actually do not have our door stopper yet, so with the wind now all of a sudden that we're having, we were kind of careless and it kind of broke it.
Broke through the drywall.
Right.
Is that frustrating?
It is. It's like, really? I just painted you.
The crew tackled another drywall project at the top of the stairs that wasn't in the original construction plans.
And this is different as well.
It is. We decided that the railing here was a little bit lower, about this in height. So for stability purposes and then for aesthetics and for safety as well, we decided to just do a knee wall here.
Okay. So was this
very expensive, or was it pretty affordable to?
It was actually really affordable. We had our guys working already here, so it just took just a few more materials, and we were able to do this.
Yeah, this will be good for anyone who has kids that rent this place. The added safety feature gives Elizabeth peace of mind that she's protecting both her tenants and her property.
Going the extra mile, I think, always pays off. So our tenants are going to be happy, and like you said, we're protecting our investment.
Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate. Last time we were in this bathroom, it was in pretty rough shape, and there was a mirror that was hanging by a shoestring. But for really a shoestring budget, you put together something amazing here.
Yes, we sure did.
And I'm afraid to ask, did you get it for free? What did you pay
No,
for?
so this one and the one upstairs each for $30. So
That's pretty incredible. I mean, that's something that you would walk into a design store and pay $300 or $400 for.
Yes, exactly.
This is amazing. Can I turn this on?
Please do,
I
yes.
love this. How fancy is that? I'm impressed with the results, but how will the potential renters react to her price?
This is great. This is exactly what I've been looking for.
At Fair & Fair, every case is treated with the same set of principles.
They treated me with respect. They treated me like family.
They're honest. They're going to make sure that you are number one, that you are their priority.
You know, they were always there. They were quick to respond. And I just felt like that they were focused on my case.
I was pleased. I trusted her.
Whether it's a big case or a small case, we earn that trust one case at a time.
If I didn't have them on my side, where would I be now?
Fair & Fair, here for you,
here for good.
Jacksonville, you voted. Now it's time to check out all the winners of Jack's Best. Head to newsforjacks.com/JacksBest to see who you picked as the best in every category. Presented by Visit Jacksonville.
Each week, Channel 4 recognizes the ViStar All-Star Athlete. If you'd like to nominate a high school athlete who excels in the classroom and in the community, go to the News4Jacks.com sports page and click on All-Star Athlete. Taking the bus could be dangerous, and it's not because of a traffic accident. Violence on city buses, putting people in and around them in harm's way.
What was going through your mind?
Oh my God.
News4Jax I-Team, exposing 24 assaults.
And it's affected me ever since. You know, I've been in counseling.
Getting answers from JTA, why known attackers are getting back on the bus.
The I-Team investigates, Tuesday starting at 5 on News4Jax.
When faced with Hurricane Michael, one product stood strong.
Our windows helped that house survive by withstanding an impact. The testing protocol calls for the product to be impacted by some form of windborne debris, flying debris. Then it has to get cycled with negative and positive pressure, 4,500 times one way, 4,500 times the other way, and then the window still has to operate after that. Our windows were hit by windborne debris. The glass cracked, but the windows still operated. They did what they were supposed to do and protected the home.
To learn more about custom window systems, visit cws.cc.
Our investment property has been fully renovated and it's ready to rent. It's time to see if our investor made the right upgrades to get the cash flow she's after. When real estate investor Elizabeth Salazar was just a few days into her 1,200 square foot condo renovation, she realized she might see her potential profits go down the drain. What did you think when you opened up that wall and saw that rotten wood in there?
As soon as I saw it, I'm like, really? Really?
But she wasted no time and immediately started repairing the rotted wood. She also took measures to keep it from happening again.
We also added HydroGuard 1 right now, so it'll help with just the water protection.
Once the damage was taken care of and the waterproofing complete, installation of the sleek glass tile began in both the upstairs and downstairs bathrooms. Meanwhile, Elizabeth removed the popcorn ceilings, and workers laid the porcelain tile in the main living area. The kitchen cabinets got a fresh coat of white paint and an upgrade on the appliances. The original timeline of a few weeks turned into 3 months. But Elizabeth hopes taking the extra time to fix the master bath issues and add some glam touches will be worth it.
You know what? Going the extra mile, I think, always pays off. So our tenants are going to be happy, and like you said, we're protecting our investment.
Elizabeth says she thought about features that are important in her own home and used them as her design inspiration.
Speaking of the tenant, they will be glad to see this when they walk in. Brand new washer and dryer, fits in here very well, and it's kind of off to the side, so they have a nice little space for laundry.
Right, exactly. And we added cabinetry as well there too.
Right.
So for storage, nothing will be cluttered, or at least if there's clutter, you won't be able to see it.
That's right.
Even with the unexpected repairs, Elizabeth was able to stay right on her $10,000 budget, thanks in part to her smart shopping strategy.
How fancy is that?
And you're not going to believe where I've purchased all of this.
Don't tell me.
Go ahead.
eBay?
Yes.
So is that a used piece of hardware there, or?
It's new, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid to ask. Did you get it for free? What did you pay?
No. So this one and the one upstairs each were $30. So
that's
not bad.
Pretty incredible.
With special touches like this rainfall shower head and lighting that extends up the stairs, Elizabeth is confident it will rent quickly.
With all this renovation that we did, with all the modern finishes that are here, I don't think it'll take us too long at all. Hi, you must be Dominic.
Yeah, Elizabeth?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And just like I told you, it does include the washer and dryer here and your half bathroom. Nice, huh?
Very nice. This is great. This is exactly what I've been looking for. How much are you asking?
We're asking $1,050.
Coming up next, we'll talk to a financial pro to see how Elizabeth's investment stacks up and learn about some trends in the economy that might give you investment ideas of your own.
We're seeing a large percentage of our population in the United States now electing to be a renter instead of a homeowner. And there's a lot of reasons for it. Flexibility is one, the quality of the housing that they can rent, and really one of the big ones is the lack of their requirement to do the maintenance.
Don't miss the sweet, sweet magic of Spooktacular at the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens, sponsored by Aquafina. Visit spooktacular.jacksonvillezoo.org for details.
The Big Bang Gang would like you to know that now there's only one place to find the Big Bang Theory Monday through Friday.
The only option. This will always be my spot.
So now there's no doubt your home. For the Big Bang Theory Monday through Friday is
weeknights at 9 and 9:30 on Channel 4.
I'm so excited to see that master bath because you guys were doing some really cool things in there.
Right, absolutely. Take a look.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
Elizabeth Salazar has just wrapped a major makeover of her $68,000 investment property. The 1,200 square foot condo is right in the middle of a popular neighborhood with easy access to major roads. She stretched her $10,000 renovation budget to make lots of cosmetic changes in hopes of renting the property for top dollar. By pitching in on the work and scouring online sales, she was able to get the look she wanted for the price she needed.
Very modern, very sleek, and the price was perfect.
That's good to hear because it looks very expensive.
The property was built in the early 80s and overall was in good condition. But during demo, the team uncovered a problem in the master bathroom.
Now I see a little bit of damage here to the subfloor. Is this anything that has to be replaced?
It sure does, Elizabeth. So what we're going to do, we have our guys that already have the material, and as soon as we're done with some of the framing here, we're actually going to repair all of that as well.
The water damage cost a few days and a few dollars, but Elizabeth was able to finish the renovation in just 12 weeks. By her third showing, Elizabeth had the rental deal sealed for $1,050 a month. Since she paid cash for the property and the renovations, the only expenses are insurance, maintenance, and taxes, which add up to about $4,000 a year. That means Elizabeth is pocketing about $8,000 in cash annually.
Are you planning on keeping this as a rental, or do you think at some point you would sell it?
I think for now, we're thinking long-term, and we want to keep it as a rental.
Real estate consultant Harry Collison gives Elizabeth the green light to keep investing in property, considering how well she did with her condo.
The numbers that you've described would show a cash-on-cash return of just over 10%. which is very appealing to an investor. It's certainly an alternative to going down to your bank and them potentially paying you 0.5% or 1% today on your money.
He says investors just like Elizabeth are capitalizing on a growing economic trend.
There's been an increase in the demand for condominium units, particularly condominium units that are purchased by investors. You're seeing not only major investors investing in multifamily rental housing in a significant way, and they have been for the last few years, but also individuals are doing exactly the same thing.
Those investors are banking on the current move away from traditional home ownership. In 2015, the number of renters rose by 2 million, while homeowning families fell by 400,000.
Well, I think most of us read about millennials and that they are choosing, in many cases, to be renters instead of homeowners. In many cases, because they want to be flexible about their job. But it's not just millennials, it's all age groups.
Harry says the rental market is expected to stay hot for several years, but encourages anyone thinking of jumping into real estate investing to do their homework before they start counting their future cash.
And there's the potential for some vacancy and collection loss. So you're not always going to collect all the rent. That's one thing to be concerned with. The other one is a special assessment from the condominium association. So although you've done a great job renovating your unit, potentially, you may also receive from the condominium association a special assessment for maintenance of the common areas. And then the third thing really is the policy of the condominium association as it relates to the rentability of the apartment. You want to make sure that what you are buying and what you think you can do with the property in terms of investing and renting it, you want to make sure you're able to do that legally.
Coming up next week on Ready, Set, Renovate, we meet the O'Reillys. This active family of 4 loves a good challenge, but when they take on a massive renovation of their home while simultaneously training for a marathon, their endurance gets pushed to the limit.
All right, I like that.
We're here with Tad Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates today in Ocala, Florida, and we're seeing something absolutely fascinating. The majority of the impact glass in the state of Florida is produced right here.
Yeah, right here in Ocala, Florida it's like the birthplace of impact glass here.
Right, we're actually seeing this machine right behind us infuse the argon glass into the impact window, right?
Yeah, this is where the energy efficiency comes from. Once you have the laminated glass, which is the impact protection, the hurricane protection, goes into this chamber, gets filled with the argon gas, and then comes out a sealed unit.
These are custom window systems. It's one of the great products that Florida Home Improvement Associates distributes. And in fact, you install so many windows and you have such a great relationship with custom window systems that you have your very own line here that's being made in the factory.
Yeah, that was pretty cool to see this huge facility and how many people work here and how many windows they distribute throughout the year. And to see our own dedicated lines just for the folks we get to meet and the folks we get to help throughout the year. It's pretty impressive, their dedication to the service for our company. We appreciate it.
It's a good relationship for you too, because you can build the best window ever known to man, but if it isn't installed correctly, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we've really worked really well together over the last decade and more. They've always had innovative products, not only just from a hurricane protection standpoint, but they've always pushed the envelope to make these products more energy efficient, so they're more useful to us as Florida homeowners year-round. You know, we don't know when the next hurricane is going to be, but we certainly know when our next utility bill will come. So we're appreciative of them, and they've loved the way we handle the customer service and the installation and the warranties they put together for us to make sure that homeowners never have to worry about anything again is really special.
This one is all packaged up. Some lucky Florida homeowner is going to get this beautiful window. If you'd like more information about products like this, you can head over to FHAproducts.com. See you guys next time.